Hey, Michelle. David, what's on the menu today? I had a Reuben sandwich. That was the menu. A Reuben sandwich, and it was pretty doggone good. Good. You know, there's a lot of things of any kind, but I use mayonnaise in my tuna fish. So, what do, right? I think I'm gonna have to flip the phone. I'm gonna have to flip the phone. I don't know if that's gonna hurt anything. Uh, I'm at my place. It's drizzling, been raining all day pretty much. Uh, I'm gonna have a sit down in my truck and have a short stream. I don't know how long I'm gonna be on here. You guys getting involved with it. Maybe that will encourage me to be on longer. Otherwise, I don't think I'll be on too long. Uh, Hold on. Let me get everything situated. Sorry. I was planning on being ready. The only thing, I was finishing dinner and trying to have my drink, ginger ale. Which reminds me, I don't have anything to drink out here. I do have water. Yeah, I do have water, so I should be good. I hope that didn't change anything in this stream, in this live. Is it a different mic? Can anybody answer that question for me? Oh. Does it, sorry, it's kind of dark. Hey, Gene, what's up? Oh, like I said, I'm gonna have to flip y'all. Let's see what happens. Huh, okay. I hope everything's fine, right? On your end. So, I'm coming to sit in my truck because, to me, it's a me thing. It's I don't know. I guess I feel more comfortable whenever I'm private speaking instead of with friends or whatever. Looks good, sounds good. Okay, thank you. I'm gonna flip you guys around and let you look at my rain. Yeah. Fortunately, it was just rain. Uh, it was definitely mixed precipitation earlier, pretty much all day. I know I had mixed precipitation over where I was working. So today marks the day I joined Breezewood, Pennsylvania with them to Hagerstown. Stayed with them that Friday night, that Saturday night when we had the big party. That's the banner that I use in my YouTube channel. And that was Saturday night when that picture was taken. As a matter of fact, I don't know if I have that readily available. Maybe I do. And yes, I think I do. And man, it's gotten tore up. I'm so upset about this because I wanted to at least have one that was in perfectly good condition. And this one's already taken a beating. But that was the picture that was taken that night. I don't know how close we can get it. And you guys could see it well. People's Town Speedway, Maryland. And that's what it looked like on Saturday night. Of course, Friday night, it was pretty full. But people trickled in all day Saturday, from what I recall, because I pretty much sat up on top of the hill. I guess if you're looking at this picture, the entry is from here. This is the roadway, basically, that goes down to the speedway, which is over here. So I was up on top of the hill over here, on the very edge, basically on the side of the street that we came in on whenever you would come into the speedway. Fond memories, guys. Really fond memories. A lot has transpired over the past year, that's for sure. It's funny how years gone by and I look at social media And I see people that are just now waking up. Those of you that have been awake for 6, 8, 10 years, whatever, personally, I'd have to say, count that as a blessing. Hey, Mama Jan. Unfortunately, I've known about our corrupt government for way too long. In Canada, I was without work due to refusing the jab. I kept saying out loud, where's the American convoy? Where's the people's convoy? And it came. Exciting times. No matter who we are, where we are, as long as we're Americans and we're proud of being Americans, I hope we all continue to fight for this great country. I've voted twice in my life. In 1984 while I was in the Army, in 2020. No, I missed 2020. Well, I did the primaries in 2020. That's what it was. The only 2 times I've ever voted in my life. I just so happened to be taking a one-way coach back to Houston. I believe that November 6th. Am I mistaken? No, maybe. Was it November 6th in 2020? Anyway. But yeah, fond memories. I figured I'd get on for a little. Just kind of. The weather is horrible. It's being cold. It was colder than I was expecting this morning whenever I got up, but it was dry. That was thankful. I was thankful for that because they'd said it was going to start raining right before I was getting up, which is 4 a.m. 4:20. Of course, before 4. I haven't been sleeping well. Oh, and I had an exciting yesterday, of course, at work. I was walking into the building, and you're really not supposed to have any dark areas. And I walked through a dark area, and they had that. I don't know how anybody would know other than 2 different ways to explain it. One is the wire mesh that they put in concrete, but it's a big square. So to me, it's more like a cow panel that a farmer would use to separate cows. Sometimes keep them separated. Basically, just 6x6 squares, I believe is what they are, and it's a full sheet. Well, they were laid down on the floor, and I was walking on just plain corrugated steel. And those that don't know me, or those that know me, know that I walk very fast all the time. It's a habit. And when I came around the corner, it got dark all of a sudden. So I'd walked in from a lit area to me, seemed to be a completely dark area. Did not see that wire laying on the floor. It's a panel. It's 8 feet long minimum. And caught my right foot as I was moving forward and slammed down to the ground. I went, caught myself with my hands, thankfully. But I did bruise my leg pretty good. It looked like a cut whenever I took a picture of it because of the redness from the impact. But it scarred it up pretty good. it cut my pants, and that's the rust that was on that metal that I tripped on. But yeah, no, Mama Jana, I don't even like to say it out loud, but I mean it's the truth. So who am I to lie? Who am I to kid myself? I'm not that young anymore, guys. And I have to be concerned whenever I fall. I could break something fairly easily compared to being in your 20s and 30s. Uh, always had pretty good health, so I would think that I still have pretty good density. Hopefully, I don't know, but I don't think I broke anything. Nothing really swelled up. I've got a nice bruise under that. Well, the bruise actually didn't come out too big, but if you saw the markings on it, maybe I'll post a picture on community. You guys can see it over there. Mm, yeah, maybe. I wish I could just post it here, but I don't know how to do that. I don't even know if I can. I don't think I can. There's no way to edit that way. But anyway. But yeah, so I got beat up somewhat. Uh, felt it in my shoulders last night, but I don't feel it today. Definitely felt it in the palms of my hands. Uh, this one in particular, and here, and I've washed my hands at least 6, 8 times since that fall yesterday morning, if not more. I don't wash my hands often. I don't do much with them, so other than write with my pens and paper. But yeah, it was pretty hard. It hurt. I still hurt. Had a hard time walking around work today. Yeah, but I managed. It could have been pretty bad. Oh, geezers have to be careful. Thanks, Mama Jan. I hear you. But yeah, it was crazy though, because I mean it it came out of nowhere. If seriously, if you guys knew how I'm just a fast walker. That's just the way I am. And I expected there to be nothing on the floor, though there had been. And I was very careful because when you first step in on corrugated steel, it's got the wire on it, so you walk carefully across it. Usually with lights to make sure that you have light everywhere. And there was nothing laying on that corrugated steel, and I was coming around that corner and it went dark. Boom, there it was. Slam, down on the ground I went. I didn't make it down. I didn't, like the lower part of my body did touch the ground, but my hands held my upper body up, my upper torso. And I even laid down on my torso to check my hands because they hurt pretty bad at that moment. I thought for sure I'd cut myself open, but thankfully, my opinion is God was watching out for me. Hey, wake up. He's telling me, hey, wake up. So, I don't know. I got hurt, but I got injured, but not bad. And, there's a lot of things that you get stuck with. And for me to come out almost virtually unscathed, that's incredible to me because it was a hard fall. I experienced it, I know. Yeah. So that was an exciting yesterday morning. And but I got home and I just relaxed, kept my leg up as much as I could. Of course, it hurt, but I didn't. There was no swelling, so I wasn't concerned. I'm still not concerned. There's still no swelling or mild swelling, expected swelling, I guess you could say. That's the way I say it. But yeah. I hope everybody's doing okay. Hi, Jean, Mama Jane, David, Michelle. I think I got all you guys. Right? Yeah. Thank you guys for being here. But thanks, Mac. Okay. So something happened with the video that I lived in Kentucky. down at the Ark Covenant. Is that what they call it? Ark Covenant. What do they call it? No, it's not Ark Covenant. Doggone it. Why can't I never remember how they say it? Ark Encounter. There you go. So the video from the Ark Encounter is gone. I don't know where it's at. I need to get on my laptop, but I can't find my charger, so I'm kind of stuck there. And I say that out loud all the time. I wonder if that affects it. No, because it's always been that way. So anyway, uh, I don't know what happened to the video, to the live stream. I can't see it anywhere. Have you guys looked? Maybe somebody go over there and see if they can see it, because it's not on my channel. I'm not seeing it in my channel. It was close to a 9-hour video or 9-hour stream. Maybe that's why it got booted. I don't know. But yeah, so that stream isn't there. But like I said, I need to get on my laptop because I can do more in the studio with my laptop than I can on my phone in the studio. Hopefully it's in, no, but if it's still there, maybe I can break it in two. I don't know. We'll see. Hopefully I can do something with it. But I have another laptop, but man, that thing just, it's a piece of junk. I guess it would work maybe to get on studio. I'll have to try that maybe. It's in my drawer over here in the trailer. But yeah, so I see some of these CPACs going on right now. I just got to hear Steve Bannon and I don't know, a few others. While we ate dinner. Yeah, so I had a Reuben and it was really good. Work seems to be going well. We're getting close to the finish line here with this job, I think. Closer, without a doubt. Every day we get closer for sure. But I'm having to charge my phone right now because I didn't charge it all. I'm going to try it differently. Let's see how that works. Now we lost all the background noise. Now it's just us in the rain. Anniversary of TPC Hagerstown by date. Today is the day. That's why I wanted to go ahead and go live. But tomorrow is the actual anniversary per se, for date, if you will. But I remember being there on Friday evening. That's where we're at right now. As a matter of fact, we were just looking at a couple of pictures a little while ago. And the first truck started making the corners there in front of the sheets, right down the road from the speedway, right around 5:20. And I had arrived on the other side right around 5:20, but they weren't letting us through. The roads were blocked. Everything was blocked. Come in. Is it supposed to get windy tonight? Oh, I don't think I have anything to be worried about. I think I should be fine. Yeah. You know, we've had some pretty good winds recently, and my trailer hardly moved. It was good. I think it may be because of the way that it's, the direction in which it's facing or whatever, but yeah, apparently I also got some trees behind me, so I get a break from that. So it's not like sitting out in the middle of the open. Well, Well, with all this moisture that we've had, I don't know. Is it raining down there? Because we've had a lot of. It's been wet out here all. I think they said since about 10 o'clock this morning, and it hasn't stopped. And it's supposed to go till like midnight, I think. Yeah, so that's another 6.5 hours. That's a lot of rain, and we just had rain not too long ago as well. So it is raining down there. Okay. Just are you down in Central Virginia? Is that where you're at, Jane? When I say Central, I'm meaning like Harrisonburg area or farther south or farther north. I pretty much know the route through there, the big towns. Cows are restless. That's not a good sign. So there's some kind of a storm, something coming in. What south of? Okay, but you're north of Fishersville. An old partner of mine stole me for some money, quite a bit of money. Uh, lived down there in the Fishersville area, and if I'm not mistaken, my phone number back then, not the one I have now, but the phone number I had back then, came out of Fishersville. That was the address for it. I don't know why, and I bought it in Warrenton, probably. Okay, south of and west. Okay, raining like crazy up here in Ohio. How are you doing, my friend? Basically on a Friday evening, right at this time, basically 5:30 ish. We had arrived in Hagerstown, Maryland, with the People's Convoy. I had gone and met them up in Breezewood. I'm sure you've heard the story, but yeah. So just I wanted to come on and just say hi to everybody, and I don't know if something came up, a topic came up to me that I wanted to discuss. Maybe I would discuss it with you guys. Seems to be what I would like to hear sometimes, and I don't have a problem with it as long as I'm thinking things. Uh, the only thing I've been thinking about, like I was telling everybody, I guess if you're just coming in, is the fallen yesterday morning. Oh my gosh, it still hurts, but nothing's really swollen. Yeah, there's some inflammation there, but I'm sure it was a contusion on the inside. But the bones, everything feels okay. I did manage to gain the courage to go through that pain to feel everything, make sure everything felt okay. Because, like I said, there's no swelling. So swelling is a sign of something breaking. Uh, at least that's what the doctors have always told me. So I've always believed that. If you can, please reach out to AJ tomorrow. It's his birthday. Tomorrow's his birthday. Okay. I gotta put that somewhere. I have my other phone, so I'll put it as a memory in there. Oh, really? And now you want my password? I don't know what it is. I don't remember. Hey, that was correct. How did I manage that? So his birthday is the day of the convoy. Yes, it sure is. I remember all three of her kids have birthdays right here in March. Beginning of March, end of March, beginning of April. That's crazy. Mm, yeah, I'll reach out to his mom if nothing else. Okay, we'll go ahead and save it. If nothing else, I'll have the memory there for, or the thing there for later when I do make it to my truck. Because this is my old phone, I'm just putting it in there real quick. 14, yeah. He's getting there. Yeah, I know, right, Gene? That's exactly the way it works, too, and I know it because today was a rough day for me to get around. Last John Age's birthday, he was given the dinner bill. Oh, okay, that's cool. Yeah, that'd have been cool. Well, if tomorrow's his birthday and he was given the dinner bill, uh, March 4th is the first day of the convoy being here in Hagerstown, Maryland. And still got here and the kids. But yeah, that was pretty cool though. But yeah, it's been a year since TPC began here in Hagerstown, Maryland. And I stayed here a lot. Let's see, and then when did Charlotte come in? The following Wednesday, I had left Sunday morning. I went and greeted him on the bridge, exit 18 on 270, Clarksburg exit. I was on that bridge there with the Chinese Americans whom I met later, or I had met the night before. That's what it was. I'd met them the night before. Because they had come out 2 nights in a row. They came out the first night. They parked right next to me the first night, Chinese Americans. And then I moved inside the fence and they left. And then the following night, they were out there again. I'd seen them. Talked for a minute. And then Sunday morning, I get to meet Jennifer, I believe was her name, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, she was pretty cool. I was, I had been following some of Canada, yeah, on April 22, 2022. There you go. So that's where it came from. Follow Charlotte, watch her stream. Oh, so you watched her from on Stan's channel because I was watching Stan. Uh, doggone it, what's his handle? The trucker cowboy. Oh my goodness. I can see his big white and blue truck in my eyes, but I can't think of his Saznak. I was watching Saznak at the time, and Charlotte had been on Saznak's channel, and yeah, it's Kansas backwards Saznak. Anyway, she was on his channel, and I said I'm going to meet her whenever I get there, and sure enough, I pulled in Friday afternoon. I pulled in, and she was standing up there at the front of the gate. And I saw her from across the parking lot. As soon as I stepped out of my truck, she raised her hand. I raised my hand back at her, and then I went down there and spoke with her. So yeah, that's where that. And that was on Friday. That was the following Friday. So that was the 11th of March when I met Charlotte. So yeah, that's the way that worked out. And then I stayed there all that week till Thursday. I went home that Thursday, and that's when they had. I think that's when they had the big to do with the guy supplying the speakers, the DJ, I guess you could say. And I was home for that, so I was safe. And then came back Friday afternoon. Stayed here the whole week. That's when I got my job offer on Wednesday the following week. Yeah, that's the way that worked. That was kind of crazy. It's funny that I can remember all that. Yeah, Saznak. It was Kansas backwards. A lot of people. And I was in her chat, so yeah. After I got to know her, I went ahead and just kind of hung out in her chat. And that's how a lot of you guys got to know me. seeing me in her chat all the time. And then she rode with me one time when we did the trip, convoy around the Capitol. She rode with me, and not true, Stan. Stan was his name. Saznak. It was Kansas backwards, is what he told me. He said he doesn't know why he did Kansas backwards, but that was just a thought that he had when it happened. That was his. I'm like, all right, whatever. Sounds good to me. Yeah, I got my job offer the night we had the barbecue, the that one particular cook out there. He had a great big wagon and everything. Yeah, he sold it. I thought I saw seen something about that. I still subscribe to him, and I see his channel all the time. I don't go watch some of the videos. I have seen a couple, but yeah, I watch so many other videos. It's unreal. Like I've told you guys, the majority of them, Millennial Farmer, Andy Detweiler, the Harmless Farmer, uh, though he is now passed. Laura Farms, Acres of Clay. Uh, I can't even name them. I can't remember. And I'll binge watch some of them because some like Millennial Farmer. I started watching him the other day, and I think the last time I watched him was like 9 months ago. I mean, that's how long it's been since I may have seen a video between here and there, but it's been like 9 months since I was watching his videos. And I think it was the same for Laura Farms. But I mean, that was all the time. That was when we were in DC, I think. 9 months ago. Yeah, it was about DC time. Wow. In July 6th, we were in DC. Ouch. I just hit my knee. I think that charger, thank you, Aunt B. I think that charger that power pack that I have charges my phone faster than the electric in my truck. So yeah, I guess. Yeah, that's cool. Ah, it's good to watch him. I particularly liked his video. If you haven't seen it, if any of you are interested, uh, he did one on. I think it's called Summit Point, but I'm not sure. But it's about the one of the tallest overpasses. Well, it's the tallest overpass in Utah. It's called the 10-mile climb that takes you to the top of that. I used to travel that route all the time when we migrated from South Texas to northern Utah. Back when we were traveling through there, it was still a town. And he's got a video on it, tells you all about what happened and how it's really pretty much no longer a town, though there is that same gas station at in my time that's still there, and that was the one we always stopped at. That's what made it pretty cool. Yes, it is. Thank you. And it is. It's actually incredible. It holds its uh, power. It charges the phone extremely fast. I noticed that. I've tried it. I wanted to see how many charges I got, and like I said, I think I got like 18 charges out of it. It's incredible on 100%. Wore it down to 5%, charged it back up, and it's been at least. Well, I used it when I went to the Ark. Uh, I did have it in my back pocket there at the end, tied to my phone while I was walking with you guys all that day, and it held up the whole time. And then I haven't charged it since, and it's still at 83%. So yeah, that was a week ago. I was thinking about doing something tomorrow, and I was like, I need to work. Need to work on my truck, figure out what's wrong with this tail light. It went out back during the convoy, but I've seen it work since then. So it might be some loose wiring somewhere. I don't know. Now that I have the money to buy the new one, I didn't want to buy a new one because I've seen this one work. That's strange to me. I've had wiring problems before. Hey, Patricia. Oh, and I'm sorry, Aunt B. Hi. I didn't say hi to you. God bless and send heartfelt positive. Thank you. Here this evening. Look at that. 26 people watching, 26 likes. Thumbs up, everybody. Heck yeah. The I see this ordeal going on with Ukraine right now, and it's driving me bonkers. I can anybody produce any type of footage for me to show me just exactly how horrific this war is going on over there and with Ukraine and Russia? I have yet to see any particular footage other than a building on fire, smoke in the sky, a stream of smoke 10 miles down the road over there, because something quote unquote is burning. That's all the type of footage I've seen of the Ukrainian quote unquote. Secondly, early on when it was beginning, there were videos that had come out where, according to translation, I don't speak the language, so I don't know. All I can do is go by what was being told to me by the videos that were being put out. And these were pretty much homemade videos, from what I could tell, kind of like what I'm doing right here, kind of thing. And the Ukrainians were thanking Russia for coming and liberating them, not killing them, not fighting them, not beating them up, but for liberating them and giving them food. Those were videos a while ago that I had seen. And then, of course, all that's been wiped. You can't find it anywhere. That's my thought process. I think it's all bogus. They're just laundering money. I don't know. But I see more people waking up. I see more people waking up. It's kind of, man, what's taking y'all so long? Attitude that I have, but I don't know. I guess I was one of the fortunate ones that had the, I can think for my self complex before the indoctrination really began. Because I have peers, people my age, that still believe in this propaganda. Frightening to see that people believe in this propaganda that's being strewn about. And some of those peers are my family. It's scary. But they're on the other side of the country, so I'm pretty much the only one on the east coast of my what would have been considered my immediate family before my own family. But now I'm here with my 4 kids, so that's why I'm here. That's what I guess that was one of the things that I was compelled to come for. Whenever I told myself I would never live in Virginia again. It seems like, Jane, that's unfortunate. There are court depositions under oath, and their actual own text messages and legal depositions. We are adults and need to accept truth and facts when they are actual facts. I'm sorry, but I don't recognize your name, but it's good to see you here. Thank you for being here. But I mean, yeah, they've been invoking this fake propaganda on us for so long in so many different scripts and ways. It's unreal. You know, I used to laugh whenever they used to talk about how they could create the opening, I guess you could say, opening scenes at the movie theater, you know, where they show you the popcorn and this and that, and you know the snacks that you can have and everything like that. That they could actually that was actually a jolt to the brain that would invoke you to want those kinds of things, and you would go back up to the concessions and get some things. And I remember hearing about this back in the 70s and early 80s. And I was just like, yeah, right. Little did I know, yeah, people were actually being washed. It's crazy. And I see it in today's society. They made a video with J6ers and Trump. Oh, yeah? What are we talking about here, Darylise? What are we talking about? Sad adults can't accept facts because they don't feel good. Nice message we send to our youth. Right? I mean, it's insane. You know, I never felt like that. That's the way I was treating my children when I was raising them. Though I know that the millennial age is one of the ones that has been. I don't know. It was on the news. I will have to check it out. What kind of news? I don't watch like typical MSM. Definitely don't watch that. Uh, I watch like War Room. Uh, I get all kinds of information through social media platforms from OAN, Next News, News Break, of course, Gateway Pundit. Everybody panhandles that one. Bleacher Report. There's quite a few out there that I pay attention to or that people share on my platforms, my social media platforms. I guess I don't have any of my social media platforms posted in my uh, about here on my live stream. Maybe I can do that. You guys can come and follow along if you choose, whatever. Maybe you'll understand where I get a lot of my ideas. Well, not really a lot of my ideas. That's where I start making a lot of my own opinions on the information that I receive. Again, I think for myself. So I'm not saying everything I read is correct. I'm not saying everything that I read is incorrect either. But it kind of rings with who I am and the way I was raised and the way I believe, I guess, mostly. And so as long as it's within that realm, I'll usually have a tendency to pay attention to it a little bit more close. But yeah, not saying I'm one sided. It's just that I think I know the difference between right and wrong. I better know the difference between right and wrong at 57 years of age. And I think I do. I've got a pretty good grip on it. Sad adults can accept facts. Forebears breaking news on YouTube. Forebears breaking news. Okay. I don't. I don't know if I know them. I'm gonna use my other phone. Oh come on! What's up with this having to use? Oh, use a fingerprint or? Oh, I forget it's this phone. I need to put my thing back in it. I need to put it back in its case. Forebears. Forebears breaking news. brings up. Oh, Forbes. Sorry. Oh, really? Well, I will say this out loud. I'm not a. No, I did not. Hey, Killjoy. How are you doing? Good to see you here. Remember, you're all entitled to your own opinions. Exactly. However, you're not entitled to your own facts. Uh, the only difference reference in that, Stan, and I understand exactly what you're saying here. I'm not trying to take away from that. That's why they are facts. By definition, they are opposite opinions. Might drop. I will say that, but I will say this also. This is my channel, so anything I want to say on here is actually for me to say. However that makes you feel, I don't know. And everybody here on my channel knows that there is no negativity in my channel, and that's about the only thing that I have against anything in my channel. And they all know that. Everybody knows that. It's the national anthem. 4Bs. Number 17. I know, right? Yeah, you're darn right. Your grandfather would flick you on your head. So it's actually 4Bs. Is that what you're saying? Come on now. Let's try this again. Well, actually, absolutely nothing popped up for that. Other than Forbes. So, yeah. It hurt. And my phone doesn't want to give me a break tonight either. Ain't it crazy? You know, I had this same problem with my other phone. Everybody said, it's your phone, it's your phone, it's your phone. I said, no, it's, if you ask me, it's YouTube messing with my channel. Like while I'm on my phone right now. In my old phone, I couldn't always view the message that got deleted. And I like to go and see what they got deleted, especially if I didn't get a chance to read it beforehand. And now that I have my new phone, different phone, it does the same thing. Won't let me go back and read it. It might later, but right now it's not. I'm sitting here tapping it. It won't let me go back and read it. And it gives me a blue icon or a blue highlighted, yeah, blue. It's highlighted blue, view deleted message. All I have to do is supposedly tap it and should show me the message, but it won't. It's crazy. Sometimes it will, though. I was hoping the missus would show up, but it's still kind of early for her. It's 3 o'clock in the afternoon in her time. Anybody here on from the West Coast? Anybody in here from the West Coast? Give me a second. Forbes breaking news. Okay. Wednesday, YouTube was not allowing me to watch a full video. Oh, which were political. Go figure, right? Maybe it's better you don't read it. Hey, Bree. How are you doing, Bree? Maybe it's better I don't read what? Are you talking to me? About the Forbes breaking news? Oh, the message deleted. Okay, I get you. Sorry, I was missing that point, but I got it. Just took me a minute. Maybe it's true. Maybe that's true. Yeah. Oh my goodness. But my leg hurts, and but most mostly it's just bruised. Like I said, it quote unquote a contusion, so it's got some inflammation, but it's very mild. I have kind of bony knees, and this one's kind of not bony right now. But yeah, so but I'm okay. I'm pretty sure I'm okay. I feel fine. Like I said, my shoulders were bothering me earlier. That pretty much went away as the day wore on, and I don't feel them this evening. So I'm pretty sure I'm okay with that as well, which I'm very thankful for. And then, of course, that's where I get to wonder: was that some kind of a wake up call to me to pay attention to something? Something could be going on. I don't know, because in my livelihood, it's things like that. It's something like that that makes me believe that God is definitely watching over me, because somebody could have seriously been hurt from that fall that I had. And it was only from standing up to face level. But as quickly as it happened, the manner in which it happened, like I said, and if you knew, when I talk about forward momentum, I'm walking kind of fast. And I know I could have severely been hurt. Yeah, people send me, oh, Farmer Tyler Ranch is another one that I watch. 3 Mississippi, they used to be the Crouch Ranch, TCR. One stock up, one stock down, typical. Jesus rested too. So I got a Bible verse of the day here. I read like 2 or 3 a day, four maybe. I don't know. Come to me, all you who are weary and burdened, and I will give you rest. Matthew 11:28. In a world burdened by busyness, Jesus invites us into something greater, rest. But what does real rest look like? Here are 3 ways you can create space to rest. Talk to God, be intentional, and practice Sabbath rest. Hmm. Okay. Oh, and guess what tomorrow is? Yes, sirree. I'm, how am I today? I'm feeling a lot better. We'll say that. Uh, at least physically. Yeah, I fell yesterday, so yeah, I'm very happy that I'm feeling okay today. Hmm. I almost went down to the J6. I'm thinking, I had a thought, yes, maybe tomorrow, but I have to go to my daughter's on Saturday. I mean, Sunday. I might go to my daughter's tomorrow. I don't know. We'll see how this works out. Hmm. Now I might have to work something out. I just thought of something. Stream okay. Hey USA gal, how you doing? I had come on this evening just to kind of reminisce over a year ago today, Friday of last year. Same day, different date. It was March 4th last year here on Friday. But when TPC came into town, where I had gone up and met him in Breezewood, yeah, just reflecting, just going over last year and its glory day. Yeah, it was pretty cool, guys. I'll definitely admit to that. It was definitely an experience I'll never forget. Uh, I don't know. It could have been the beginning of the, yeah, 1 year definitely flew by. Uh, I don't know. Here's, let's see. Yeah, if I can get a good light on it. Here we go. Anyone ever watched the Trump Rudy G drag queen video on YouTube? It's amazing. Uh, but yeah, so this was that Saturday night. The picture that was taken overhead. See all the way back there in the back. The place was packed. If I remember correctly, I counted through here. They were anywhere from 7 to 9 vehicles back. That was 15 rows across. That was 15 rows all the way across. I walked the whole thing that night. Hey NES, how you doing? Oh, you took care of it too, Mama Jane? Yeah. I walked the whole thing that night and counted it. The way I just explained it to you, I didn't count exactly how many vehicles were there. And that was only the front end. That was only what was parked there in the middle of the area there. That's not counting what was in the quote unquote in the back 40. If I remember correctly, there was somewhere around 26 or 28 vehicles back there. I think truckers only, big rigs. Good to see you too, USA gal. Thank you for being here. Do I have mods in here this evening? I do, right? I know I at least have one mod. Yeah, I got Mama Jane in here. Okay, that's good enough. Yeah, pay attention, Mama, please. But yeah, so it was just thinking back on what I was doing a year ago Friday night, and then Saturday, and then kind of how each week, how I remember have each week kind of labeled out on how my time with the convoy was. Watch that one. Remember the lady in charge, the lawyer quitting after that. Things started changing. Yeah, yeah. That's it. Yeah, so it's raining. Oh, I need to go check my bucket. Hold on, I'll be right back. I don't see a hat anywhere readily available. and checked. Well, I think I've seen a trailer park on Dateline the other night. Yeah, I noticed a couple of hoodlums in here. You got to pay attention to the names. See, these are, I didn't say anything, but these are names I don't recognize. Tonight. I don't miss much, guys. I don't know why, but that's another gift. It's another thing I'm very thankful for. I was watching CPAC a minute ago. And it's kind of like the smallest things are, sometimes it seems like bother me the most, and I don't understand why. But I was watching CPAC, and they were going to be talking about Israel. It was coming up, or it was what was on. And they had spelled Israel with the EA instead of the AE, the way Israel is spelled. Anyway, so I was like, I cannot believe the way y'all spelled Israel. I'm sitting there talking to the TV, and almost screaming at it. Why would you spell Israel that way? My goodness, it's supposed to be a professional business. What the heck's going on? And I kept saying to myself, I hope they change it. I hope they change it. I hope they change it. And sure enough, a minute or two later, I looked again, and there it was. It was changed. I said out loud, they changed it. Told you. I'm glad somebody's paying attention. But it's crazy little things like that I notice, and it kind of, yeah, drives me crazy. I don't like to see things like that. I don't know why. I'm weird like that, I guess. I don't know. Maybe I'm a perfectionist. Somebody told me that once before. I said, really, you're going to call me a perfectionist? Well, maybe it's some things in life, but not everything. I will say that. Because for one thing, for sure, if I was a perfectionist, I wouldn't smoke, right? I know, right? They come from all directions, just, yeah. Yeah, there has been some good speeches on is what I've heard. I know that I've been watching, I watched it from, I've been on here in an hour, so I watched it from 3 to 5. Because I got home at 3. And it was on CPAC when I got home, so. But, now it's cutting, oh, today's Friday though, right? Well, hey, you want to take a little walk with me real quick? I'm going to go to the big trailer. I didn't get a chance to watch that yet, David. I'm hoping to watch that though later. I already saved it to save watch or save watch later. I think it's a watch later file and it's under save. Don't get you wet. I know, right? It's raining out here. You'll only get wet if you see me. Yeah, but I want some coffee. We normally drink coffee at this time of the evening. We finished watching that video series of The Americans. Not quite sure I like the way it ended, but I think it ended okay. We'll say that. Yeah, it was okay. Just started raining in northern North Carolina. Well, I guess it's Did this come from the northwest, or is this coming in from the southwest? I don't know which way this is coming in. I hadn't paid attention. I just knew it was going to rain. That's all I pay attention to. Is it or isn't it going to rain? At one time it was a concern, not anymore. Well, I put out a couple of videos and all of a sudden I lost more subscribers. I couldn't understand that why. I couldn't understand why on that. But yeah. Was that the show about Russian spies? Yes. Yes. The KGB, how they had basically become Americans. They portrayed themselves as just typical American, living the American dream, per se. Crazy. It was a crazy storyline, but it was pretty cool, and I kind of understand that things like that did transpire during, especially during the Cold War era, which would have been the years that I was growing up in the 60s, 70s, 80s. I guess it was 280 because that's when I believe Reagan stopped it. Yeah, it was a real good show, Aunt B. We really enjoyed it. Kuma and Viper said to say hi, and can't wait to see you. So we're hoping it's sooner than later, of course. I know, right? That's what I'm saying. It got weird there towards the end. I kind of liked the way it ended, but I kind of didn't. But it's all good. Yeah, those two spies had two kids, and the two kids wound up staying in the States when they went home. So. So this charge while it's sitting there, as long as it's not in a case. Spoiler alert, right? Sorry, Anita Cox. Sorted. Cool. It's good to hear, MP. I'll be sure to let the clan know. Yeah, technically speaking, Jane. It's kind of like Arkin's side. Just Russian style, maybe. I'm to understand there's quote unquote no more KGBs, so it's not KGB doing it. Hardy har har. That could be a way of phrasing it, right, David? Maybe they thought they were birds. I mean, you never know. All right, so let's I guess let me get a little bit wet here. I'm gonna find my ball cap real quick though. I should put on my hoodie, but it's not that cold. Ah, there's a hat. I need to put my other button on it. Where did I see my button? Right here. I know I put it away. Let me do this real quick, guys. And then we'll go inside and see if there's some coffee. I don't want to cover up the seal. So here's my Trump hat. Got my 1776. Reconnecting. So, oh, here we are. Well, that's quite bright considering how dark it is out here. Just might fall. nightfall. It's raining though. It's overcast. Oh shoot, I left the light on in my truck. Oops, sorry guys. Yeah, so I was coming in for coffee. And coffee's made, guys. See, I knew what time it was. Coffee is always a good idea, right? Yeah, so.
I think your cheers text in there.
Yeah, I've got it on Do Not Disturb, so yeah. I probably didn't see it. Ooh, look, we got some caramel macchiato. Yeah, so I'm gonna pour myself a cup of coffee here, guys, and let's scratch Charlotte later. Let's go. Yeah, that did get a little bit weird, guys. Sorry, it's not clear. There, tried. It's all good. Aunt B says hi. Wow, it's. Why do I have no focus? There you go. Jeez Louise. Hi, Viper Kuma. Yeah, so let's go back this way. Watch out, Dirt. Yeah, I got very poor. For some reason, the camera's not wanting to adjust. I don't know. It's not wet. At least I don't think so. Might be smudged. But no, it clears. I don't know. Hold on just a sec. Let's set this right here. Oh, well, this is the makings of our chicken coop. This is going to be the floor. Yeah. Might be something I'll work on tomorrow. I don't know. We'll see. If I do, I'll probably bring you guys along. Well, I just did I start a fire? Maybe. Might have started a fire, guys. Yeah, maybe a small one. It was only my well, my cigar was still wet when I put it, or still lit when I put it away. Where did my keys go? It's kind of cold out here. The same headlights you guys watched the other night for a while. They look a little bit different. Let's see. I just drinking a cup of Walmart peppermint bark coffee. And you buy a bunch of it and you freeze it. Okay. Peppermint bark. Don't know that I've heard of that before, guys. But I just looked into black. What was the name of it? Was it blackcoffee.com? I don't know. I don't remember. It wasn't Black Rifle. It was just blackcoffee.com, I think, if I'm not mistaken. I just looked into them instead of going and spending my money on these big conglomerates that are worthless, and they just follow in line with everybody else like a bunch of sheep, I think. Because you don't hear much about them, but when they're big conglomerates like that, I'm pretty sure they're probably within the game somewhere. Besides, I'd rather help a mom and pop shop out anytime as opposed to a large conglomerate. But a lot of the little stores from back in the day got bought out by the bigger stores, who got bought out by the bigger stores. Yeah. And all those in between are starting to disappear. You can't afford to stay in business. The competitiveness is gone to the point that they are their only competitor, so they can do what they want with the pricings, pretty much. It's like a little peppermint and chocolatey. Well, you'll have to bring me some. You have to bring us some. Share it with us. If nothing else, once, you know. I wouldn't mind trying it. Like you guys said, it's hard to believe it's already March. It's hard to believe it's already March. So we'll just say that out loud. Thank you. Yeah. A year has flown by. Fast yet slow. I mean, it's gone by. The year went by very quickly. The beginning of the year was just like, I can't believe it's already the beginning of the year, much less already the 3rd of March. I mean, my goodness. I'm going on a year with this company. I started with March 29th, 2022. So I'll be with them for a year. Here in a few days, a couple of weeks, 3 weeks, a little more than 3 weeks. But yeah, that's kind of cool too. Knowing that I managed a year. Though there was a couple of discrepancies. 25 different world coffee beans. Cool. I've heard that before too, particularly the El Salvador. Yes, you guys were here, no doubt about that, Jane, no doubt about that. You guys have been here pretty much throughout this past year of my life, almost. You know what I mean? Well, yeah. Let's see, I would have met Charlotte on the 11th, so just a few days shy of that. But yeah, because yeah, you definitely met me in Charlotte's channel, Gene. I remember that. A lot of you met me in Charlotte's channel. But yeah, now, why that light come on? The flag? Or maybe the flag. But it is hard to believe it's already been a year. I did go down to DC. Was there for a month. When Frankie was shy, yeah, seemed as so, yeah. I was following OTR and Bobby. Ah, okay. Yeah, I met OTR just a couple of times. But yeah, it was definitely a different time in life, meeting a lot of like-minded people. Wished I knew where they all went. Uh, can we do this again? Shall we do this again? You know, where are you guys at? Come on down. I'm still here. Still here. Spent the month in DC. Kind of sort of spent all the time over there at the park, Burke Lake. And then for the month that they had gone back to California and back, I was there in Martinsburg with the group. They came back and became 1776. I was there for that, for the pull out of Hagerstown. And still here. Almost 2 years since truckers went to Ottawa. Yeah. Oh no, I didn't hear about the daughter. I knew about the mom. Yeah, I didn't know about the daughter. Oh my goodness. I've always firmly believed that God will not give us more than we can handle. I also believe that as long as we can find the strength that was given to us to pull through, I believe some people do falter and don't make it back, and that's unfortunate. Yeah, that's my thoughts on that. Oh, wow. Unfortunately, that's the epitome of kind of what I was just saying. Yeah, because you're over there on the West Coast, right, Mama Jan? That was almost the best cup of coffee I think I've had yet in a while. In a while, so good. You know, David saying that out or writing that there where you just did and me reading it. It was crazy how I was feeling at the time last week when I had made the decision to go ahead and live stream, and how different it made me feel, how much better it actually made me feel coming online and talking with you guys for a while. Most of that, I think, from that day, I don't really recall a bunch of what it was that I said. Don't remember a lot of things that I've been saying here lately. That night at dawn, I really screwed with him. Ooh. The other part of life that I'm still struggling with is it's subsided a lot. I think a lot of that was due to hanging out with you guys for the weekend last weekend like we did. I'm kind of upset that that other video is missing. I need to go looking for that. But this was something that I didn't really ever expect to have a liking for. Whenever I started this, I know that I talked with a bunch of you guys about, no, I don't want to do this, no, I don't want to do this, and y'all kept encouraging me to do it. And so I relented, of course. Peer pressure, haha. But yeah, I understood where y'all were coming from. But yeah, so by proceeding with this endeavor, it's going on a year now. It's hard for me to believe. You guys have basically seen the last year of my life through live streaming. I think it said like I got like 130, almost 140 videos out. That's insane. There's only 365 days in a year. What the heck? Almost half of them in video. Come on. Can't be that many. Is it really? But I know there was a lot of times I did 2, maybe even 3, like the other day or the other 36 hours we were together. I think I did 4 videos. So yeah. I guess they do add up whenever they compound. But yeah, it's still hard for me to imagine that I've been doing this for a year. And after not having, like, doing it almost on a daily basis like we were when we were in DC, like we were when we were at Bunker Hill, like I did when we were in Hagerstown getting ready to leave kind of thing. And I got to where I was only doing 1 a week if I was lucky. I think I went a while without doing one at all, a couple of weeks at least. And last weekend I enjoyed myself being on a live stream with all you all. I enjoyed going out and doing what I did, of course. But it was actually very I don't know, it was kind of like a weight being lifted off of me, like, not like I owe you guys or that y'all owe me or anything like that. It's just, I guess I felt more at ease within myself. That's the way I feel right now, more at ease. I don't feel good about all the other stuff that's going on. I just feel more at ease, like it's easier for me to deal with right now the way I'm dealing with it. Whether that be right or wrong, I'm still dealing with it my way, mostly. Yeah. Thank you, David. Oh my goodness. That would be crazy, Mama Jan. I don't, David, thank you so much for that compliment. I don't know that it was so much that I found purpose, if I had to expand on that anyway. I think a lot of what it is that's going on about this YouTube live stream thing is more in line with the fact that I think that you guys have encouraged me to use, and it might sound stupid, ridiculous, whatever, the gift of gab that God has given me to speak to you guys. You guys have encouraged that inside of me. It's something that was more than likely there, just needed to be brought out in the open. So I guess you could kind of look at it as like a sense of purpose as well, for the fact that me knowing the things that I know, and me having, I want to say, dealt with God in the way that I have, or the way that He's brought me. And I mean like falling yesterday. People get hurt when they fall like I did. And I did. That's kind of like, to me, that's why I said it earlier, it's kind of like God saying, Frankie, wake up. Wake up, Frankie Bobby. Ha ha. But yeah, it could be like a sense of purpose. Mainly because I never really knew what God's purpose of me was going to be. And this might be part of it. This might be the beginning of it. I don't know where this will take me. I don't know where I'm going with this. Right now I'm just riding the line of faith between my God and me, knowing that He's going to take me to where He wants me, where He needs me. That's why I'm still here in West Virginia, where I'm at right now. That's why I'm planted here in Bunker Hill right now. God works mysteriously in my life, and I recognize it mostly. I want to believe. And He would already had me down the road if He didn't want me here. I kind of feel like I was brought back over here right before the pandemic, just because the pandemic was coming. And I was able to be here near my children, where I encouraged them not to submit. And none of them have. The oldest daughter did. I get the one, I pray, saline shot. I'm going to go see her Sunday. I was going to see her this evening and pick up my table and chairs, but it was raining, so I didn't want to drive down the road with my table and chairs and the bed of my truck. So I'm probably going to go over there and see her on Sunday. I haven't seen her in a minute. And but she's pregnant. She's due in May. She'll be having a granddaughter, so that'd be my first granddaughter. I have 2 grandsons. Pretty excited about that. So I guess she's 32. She's probably right around 30 weeks, I would guess. Yeah, it was there for a minute. A hobby of freedom we all need. There you go. That's a good way to word it. Thank you, David. For watching the yes, I remember that, Judah. How could I forget that? Oh my gosh. She got removed for that too, unfortunately. I kind of felt bad about it, but at the same time, social animals, and sometimes we become isolated by geography, work, societal, but people want to need that human contact. I've always known that, Aunt B, and I've always, of course, I've read it several different places, because I've read a lot of, I want to say, self-help books, but they weren't necessarily that. Like I read The Power of Positive Thinking. What is it? Men are from Venus, women are from Mars, or women are from Venus, men are from Mars, whatever it is. I read that. That's years ago. This is back in the 90s. Early 90s. I read a whole bunch of positive books, positive thinking books. I've always been a positive thinker, so I don't want to read something that brings negativity. Like, I'll read a good novel because they're interesting, and I know it's a storyline more than anything. Some of them, of course, are nonfiction, so take it with a grain of salt. Was it written 100% truly accurate? Nowadays, guys, you got to second guess anything and everything, it seems like. I mean, personally, I was in school. I graduated '83, so whatever history I had before that, personally, I kind of feel like some of that was rewritten before I learned it. So I can only imagine how much different it is today, and how much of that do they actually teach anymore? Do they even talk to the kids about history anymore? I mean, my goodness, we have some of the greatest history in the world. United States of America, American history. Yeah, and I do feel we need the human contact, but I feel like, personally, I feel like human contact is more of a, I'm going to say personal level, like amongst friends, not just a group of people. I I would I wouldn't feel comfortable at all in just a group of people. Now, if it was a group of friends, it would be a little bit different, but that's just my perspective. I go to Pocahontas County every year by me, Cass Snowshoe area. The Poconos, I'm assuming you're saying, right? Or no, Pocahontas County, where's that at? Real life care. Oh, I'll definitely be here. I'm not going anywhere to the best of my knowledge. So, yeah. Well, that'd be cool if we get a chance to see you, Mojan. Dobson series. Yeah, I've read a lot of Dobson books too. James Dobson. I read a lot of his work. As a matter of fact, we were just looking at some books earlier. Authors that I recognize, names that I know, books that I've read in the past. Zero history. I would, I wouldn't doubt that at all. That's what appalls me a lot. House of Leaves. Brian F. Hello. House of Leaves. Don't think I've ever heard of that. That's sad, David. Borders back out of Virginia. Okay. Hot Springs, Virginia. Yeah, I know where that's at. Okay. I was talking to somebody today at work. He says, Frank, does it ever seem weird to you when you drive in an area and you can say, I built that. I built that. I built that over there. I'm like, yeah, it is pretty weird. But I do that around here all the time because I've built so much. Don't ignore the footnotes. Okay. Hey, Millie. We were taught West Virginia history and American history. We had to take both. And when was this, Millie? If you don't mind sharing that. Has that been recent or is that like years past? Because I know years past that we were given, like I was in Texas, got Texas history and got American history. But we had both, like you're saying. And then in Utah, of course, it was learning about the Golden Spike, the railroads coming together, the Utah history, the Promontory Ranch, and all the things, St. George and whatnot. So growing up in school, I learned about two different states through, I guess, like a state history or just local history class. I don't remember. Was it called Utah? No, I don't think I had that. I had world history when I was in Utah. World history and American history. Serious history in school. Yeah, that's what I'm talking about, David. Yeah, schools are bad nowadays. Homestead Hotel, there you go. Yeah, it was back in 80, 80, maybe 81. I remember one of the biggest things that was being pushed at me, and I've said this on this channel before, I believe. One of the biggest things that I remember being pushed on me back then was that if it's in black and white, it's true. And of course, your books are in black and white, your newspapers are in black and white, your magazines, a lot of them were in black and white. They just had colored covers at the time. And then, of course, pages were colored too, but yeah. Uh, Everything was basically in black and white back in the day. Civics in 8th grade. Hey, Kuma. Graduated in 76, went in the USA Air Force. 3 months later, my dad was in the Air Force. He spent 8 years in there through the Vietnam War, and he was one of the lucky men that didn't have to go to the Vietnam War. He went overseas and he spent his time in Italy, from what I'm to understand, something like that. Civics in 8th grade. Yeah, I remember that, Gene. I want to believe that they don't teach American history. Yeah, years ago, Millie, we all had that. But nowadays is what we were talking about. But yeah, uh, I I wonder if they do teach American history in schools these days. They've been trying to erase it for years now, since the bummer was in. Natural hot springs inside. Cool. Daughter graduated Catholic Christian Brothers School, very liberal, good history and government classes, also junior ROTC. Cool, that's nice. American and World History in the summer. I had American and World History, and I remember I was in high school. I believe it was my sophomore year. It was the year that I pretty much flunked out the year. Uh, my first quarter GPA was a .0007 because I had a D minus in one class. All the rest were Fs. That was the time of my accident and my rebellion, my 15-year-old rebellion. Cool. Graduating class in the People's Republic of Maryland. First year required to pass citizenship test to obtain a diploma. Cool. 2 years later, the requirement was revoked. Oh, that sucked. That would be cool though if you had to pass the citizenship test in order to obtain your diploma. That sounds like a plan. That sounds like a plan. Hmm. But that would be hard to get that re-implemented in the schools. Might still be worth it. Well, guys, I'd only planned on coming on for an hour, and I've almost been on for 2. My knee feels better sitting here. Well, I guess I haven't banged it into anything either. Had to change a tire in order to pass 8th grade science. That is good. I know I'd ace it. I'm a 100% citizen. We grew up in the era when they taught us all that stuff. We were fortunate. Kids of today, if they only knew what they missed from their childhoods of yesteryear. Wow. Oh, they revoked it 2 years later, Aunt B. But that would be a cool thing to have out in the open. Make everybody learn it. Well, guys, I wanted to come on. I'm going to come on tomorrow. Don't know when, what, or on what. And that would mostly be the, if you will, the celebration of 1 year anniversary at TPC. May as well. We're not affiliated. We're not with anybody. We're fighting for our country, and that's what we want. Doesn't matter who we are. Teacher would surprise you to go out and know how to scroll all day. Oh. But yeah. So tomorrow I will do a live. I don't know when. Like I said, I don't know about what. If the weather's good, maybe working on my truck. I'm going to look at that wiring that they've already worked with before at the shop. I know basically where it's located. Try to figure out what's wrong with this taillight. Why it chooses not to work sometimes and it works others. Good night, David. Childhood was fun when I was growing up, doing very dangerous stuff. Well, now they would call it dangerous. Yeah, riding a bicycle without a helmet. That was dangerous. It was dangerous. Think about it. Or just, I don't know, there was so much drinking out of the water hose. That still makes me laugh, but now if I tried to do that, I would paste the rubber in it. It's crazy how that works. But yeah. Good night, Mama Jan. Yeah, we had the rifle racks in the back of our pickups, and we always had rifles, shotguns, or something in it. And we didn't lock our doors back then either in our trucks and our vehicles at the school. I mean, it just, nobody had the right to be in the vehicle, so nobody would get in the vehicle, you know? That's just the way it was. The way it should still be, but now we have to lock everything. And locks only work for the good people, because it doesn't work for the bad people. They're going to break, if they want to break in, they're going to break in. Just that plain and simple. If they want to steal from you, they're going to steal from you. Nowadays, look at that. I don't know if anybody saw that video of that Amazon truck. They started doing daytime deliveries or something, and the Amazon truck pulled out in front of a address and got bombarded with a bunch of people just taking everything out of the vehicle. Stole everything out of the Amazon truck, however loaded it was. For all we know, it was its first stop, and it had 35 stops. I mean, you never know, right? But yeah, they just took everything out of the vehicle and ran with it. Insane. Insanity has gone bonkers these days. Nobody has any care in the world. Basic skills such as tire changing and the home ec skills like reading a recipe and almost forgotten arts. Yeah, I mean, I learned how to sew in school. I still know how to sew because I learned it in school. Go figure. Matter of fact, when I was coaching the baseball teams over in Front Row Little League, I had one other team one time ask me if I would sew their patches on their uniforms, because I always sewed patches on all my kids' uniforms before I handed out the uniforms. So yeah, I don't know, I used to do that kind of stuff. We saw the good old days. Yeah, we did, the good old days. And that's exactly what they'll always be, is good old days. Sleds riding down a hill, sometimes Mrs. Charter crashed into the creek. Yeah. Bloody and torn clothes. Yeah, I rode a bicycle down a hill, hit a big rock. Or no, I missed the big rock, but I hit a piece of barbed wire, tangled up the front wheel of my bicycle, put me head over heels, headed downhill, and I was cruising. I was pedaling as fast as I could. Believe me, I was cruising. And the bike flipped over, the kickstand hit me in the top of the head, put a gouge in the top of my head. I thought it had gone through my skull, but it only put a gouge in the top of my head. Wound up having 6 stitches in my elbow and road rash everywhere. Oh my gosh, it was horrible. And I was one of those kids that was like, I'll be fine. And went down to the nasty, nasty water hole full of fungi and all kinds of funky stuff in it, and tried to wash the wounds off. So when I got to the hospital, of course, they had to bring out the old scrub brush and scrubbed that stuff out of my system. Oh my gosh, it hurt so bad. I was probably 11, maybe 12, somewhere around that age. Mattel Toys combat weapons. Oh, I know, right? Especially all those little machine guns. You can walk around and just keep pulling the trigger and make all kinds of noises for you. If it's a Mattel, the commercial would say, I know, right? Just to have my kids' G.I. Joe stuff. Oh, that's cool. Ever said it had a gun or some kind of assault weapon? I know, right? No, those were true assault weapons, dadgummit. But they were toys. Oh my goodness. All right, guys. Well, I've had a good time with you guys this evening. Man, that's a hell of a story. I know, right? There's some crazy stuff, dude. You guys, y'all, if I know I've not shared every story with you guys, there's so many stories I could tell you guys. It's unreal. There's so many stories I could tell you guys. It's just the facts of my life. I mean, like that other character was saying earlier, Stan C or whatever, whoever he was. Can't change the facts, and the facts of my life. If you only knew. Every kid wanted to play combat, and we did. We found different ways of playing combat. We didn't have to use guns, though we did use BB guns there until we got hurt. And of course, we got in trouble for that. But we used sticker burrs. Anybody remember sticker burrs? You can pull them up from the ground, and you would have that long stem, and you can stick them to each other's back, chasing somebody down through the yard or whatever, up a tree, stick it in their leg. I mean, it was crazy. China berries. We had China berry trees. We used to use slingshots, and never got an eye. But boy, we got close one time, and of course we had to stop doing that. And then we just threw them at each other. But we used slingshots, China berries. That stuff hurts, guys. That's one of the things that make you go, ouch. Good night. Y'all have a good weekend. All right, everybody. I'm out. Now I'm just jibber jabbering, and I want more coffee. And it's still early, and I think we're going to try to get into some kind of a movie thing. And if not, I got videos to watch. I'll figure something out. But good night to everybody. And like I said, I'm sure to see you guys tomorrow. You were the target. The gun would go off. Oh, I don't remember that, Gene. Tag gang. I don't remember that, Gene. Good night, everybody. Y'all have a good one. 1970, I was 13. Stories about that year. 13 in 1970. I was 5, David. So you got me by 8. It may have been game tag that you're talking about, Gene. That may have been the name of it. Because I remember something similar to that, but we were so poor we couldn't afford things like that. Rat Patrol, 12 o'clock high. All right, guys. Good night to everybody. And we'll talk at you guys later tomorrow. Take care. Good night.